I'd like to address a few comments, if I may, in my trip to Western Australia to the Water Corporation. I'd like to talk to the Chief Executive Officer and your officials. As you know, you only have one shareholder, and that's the Ministry of Water. And you have only one Director of Policy as far as water fluoridation is concerned, which I'm very concerned about. I've researched this issue for 21 years. I co-authored a book called The Case Against Fluoride, so I think I know what I'm talking about scientifically. So you are being directed by the Minister of Health to add fluoride to the drinking water, fluoridated chemicals to the drinking water. That's bad enough. There's no known use for fluoride in the human body. It's not an essential nutrient, and we know it harms the body. It is a very, very active biological mineral, fluoride. But it's even worse than that. You're not just adding pure chemical sodium fluoride, which they put in toothpaste. You're adding an industrial waste. You're adding waste from the phosphate fertiliser industry. And I could go into some details about the nature of this waste. But it's a compound called hexafluorosilicic acid. It contains other contaminants. It can't be dumped into the sea by international law. It can't be dumped locally because it's too darn concentrated. But if someone buys this product from the industry, it then becomes a product. And that is the flimsy basis on which water authorities are adding fluoride to the water. It's a product like any other chemical that we add to the water. Nonsense. You are allowing yourself to do to every citizen in Western Australia which an individual doctor cannot do to an individual patient. A doctor cannot give a medicine to a person without their informed consent. They're required to tell them about the side effects and the benefits, and then they make up the decision whether or not they're going to take this medicine. You've removed that right. Your government, your Ministry of Health has removed that right from the people. They're being forced to drink this stuff. Especially families of low income are being forced to drink this because they can't afford avoidance measures. This is unethical. Let's just have a warning. Let people know that there's fluoride in the water. I mean, without saying anything else. Just to let you know, your water is fluoridated on the bill. Just let them know that your customers, your water is fluoridated. I would like to see a lot more, but I think that's a basic minimum. People have the right to know. They don't obviously have the right to informed consent here in Western Australia, but at least give them the right to know what they're drinking. You know, some people, once they know, they will take steps to get an alternative water supply. But it's expensive. I'm sure you can tell us that you're just obeying orders, that you're doing what the Ministry of Health is telling you to do, and you're a faithful servant of the Crown, or however you put it. But that kind of argument went out with the Nuremberg Convention. It does not allow you to say, I was just obeying orders. Every single human being has to retain the ethical responsibility of making decisions like this. And for some reason, you've reneged on that ethical responsibility. So, not a good position to be in. I hope that you have, even at this late date, the testicular fortitude to stop this practice, to tell to the government if they want to do it, they do it themselves. On the other hand, let's be more practical, let's be more positive. Why don't you think of alternative ways of delivering water to people who don't want it? Why don't you bleed out lines from your waterworks before you add the fluoride? So everything else to protect the water you keep in. The stuff which is used as a medicine to deliver people you keep out, and you have a separate line delivered to taps in town, maybe one tap, maybe more, that's up to you, so that people that don't want to drink this stuff have access to clean water. That would be one solution. Another important thing to do is to warn people. Put on your water bill, put on the warnings. Warning, there are some studies which indicate that fluoride has health effects. Fluoride may be a neurotoxin. It definitely causes dental fluorosis. Let's have a general warning. Do what doctors are required to do. Give you the benefits and give you the side effects. Then there is the most important section of the public that you need to warn are parents who are bottle feeding their babies. This is very serious. The level of fluoride in mother's milk is extremely low, and that should tell us a lot. 0.004 parts per million. We fluoridate, you fluoridate at 1 part per million. That means a bottle-fed baby is getting 250 times more fluoride than nature intended. Think of that. Did nature screw up on this? Mother's milk, 0.004. If a parent makes up the formula with tap water, fluoridated tap water, they're giving their baby 250 times more fluoride than nature intended. So let's have a warning to mothers, parents. If you are using baby formula, use distilled water, low fluoride water, or spring water, not tap water.